I think we're, yeah, there we
Here
go.
we are.
Hey, everyone. Sorry. We were right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the conversation already.
Something. You're just dropping in and looking in on our live Scotch conversations.
Yeah.
So
here we are.
Here we are.
We were actually like right in the middle of like, oh, what about this? What about that? That happens. Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
Cold opens are the best.
Yeah,
they can be. I don't know. I like them. So welcome to my my study, and welcome to my friend Joel Carrico from down the hill, and welcome to Bible, Scotch, and Scholars, which we do. This is our third one.
It's now officially a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
I like it. I hope everyone.
I'm sure you like it. You get free Scotch.
That's never a bad thing. So so that's good, right? Do you want to maybe to start just tell the people who you are?
Mm-hmm.
And,
sure. Hello everyone out there. I am first off slightly unable to do things because I have a broken pinky. You've probably seen and wondered about.
We'll talk about that because Lil of all trades has asked what's up with your pinky.
Yeah, so basically nothing cool. I was I'm gonna get roasted for this because I was given the name Swole Carretco. I was at the gym, and there's a pull-up bar that goes like out, and metal pull-up bar goes out and up, and so I jumped up to grab it, and as I jumped like this, the top of my pinky caught the metal, and it broke it in the middle going up. Yeah, so that's it. Nothing great. Didn't punch anyone in the face, but it's painful. And this is going to be, I can't move my pinky for 3 weeks. And then I have 3 more weeks minimum of bearing a small amount of weight and moving it. And if I don't do so, it will not be able to function the same as it did beforehand.
God damn. Joe.
Yeah. And it's the beginning of term, which makes things also very difficult because I can't type really now. And if I start typing for too long, my finger hurts. Yeah. So it's
like, do you just not do you? Well, I mean, you must. You're still typing.
I have to.
You have to.
I
so
can't
how do you do that? You're not.
You just don't use the pinky, and then even revert to like the chicken picking.
Yeah. I mean, these are my typing.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Anyways, but I still feel like with the pinky there. Yeah. It's just in the way. Yeah. Right. I don't know. It's that would drive me crazy.
I use my pinky in typing, and it's pretty frustrating. This term, I guess we could quickly update people.
Yes.
Last time, I don't know. Last time we checked in, what was it? 5 months, 6 months ago?
Oh no.
We went 2 months ago.
Yeah.
2 months ago. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a total blitz.
Yeah.
So I started term. I am teaching 5 classes a week, which is insane.
That is insane.
Yeah. It's 4 classes with 5 sessions.
Why are you doing that, Joel?
Because you don't say no at the beginning of your career.
Oh boy.
And you know that. You don't say no.
I do know that,
yeah.
Yes.
So I haven't said no. And so it's been incredibly busy, and it's been this month. So I started first week of classes. You got to be there as a professor, and I was sick, dead sick. So I was teaching while just like wanting to fall over. First week. Second week, someone crashes into my car. So that also messed with my week. Third week, both of my computers die, which is like, how is that possible that both computers die? Fourth week, I break my pinky. Now we're in the 5th week, and we're getting to the end of it. So I think this week I didn't have a catastrophe.
Well, you're here now.
So this could be it. Yeah, total devastation.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens when the night ends, right?
Fist fight. No, you're wrong.
So wow, but not this car.
No, that car, the back of it.
Really?
I didn't show you.
I didn't.
Yeah. You'd be able to tell if you went back there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go look later.
Yeah.
So we'll go look at Dr. Joel's car.
It's a Maserati. It's. I mean, the big money you make in biblical studies.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah. That's it for me.
So,
yeah, doing that.
Wow.
Writing like crazy. I texted you this morning that I'm 100-page count officially into the commentary, the second edit, and I got about another 60 pages to go single-spaced. So whatever that is, I have a 300-page book essentially for my section I'm working on. So getting there, working on it. Still don't have anything from the calf article. Still waiting. It's waiting period. It's waiting from
the white whale. Can we just start calling it the white whale?
We can call it the white whale.
Joel's white whale.
My white whale. However, I will say that I reached out to a scholar that I really like and asked them to check it out, and they got back and they said the first half, it's like a 2-part article. They said the first half was utterly convincing and they will use it going forward. It was that impressed by it. They said they're not sure about the second half yet. So yeah. So that was good. That's been my time just teaching and trying to frantically get everything together while I've been partly maimed here. Yeah. Hi everyone. I haven't checked the chat out there, but hello everybody.
Lil does not have another dog named Dr. Joel. Yet.
Oh, not yet. Yeah. Eventually.
So I don't know if did I tell you this that Lil of all trades named a dog after me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know,
amazing.
It's pretty cool. It makes for some interesting. She's doing some streaming now on a regular basis, so it makes for some interesting screen conversation.
Absolutely.
When she talks about Dr. Kip the dog. So
I'm seeing Annie O'Havet. I can't see the last word there. It's disappointing he didn't say I love. I couldn't see what the last word.
Annie O'Havet at Tanakh.
Oh, Tanakh. Yeah, nice.
That is disappointing. Yes, agreed. So maybe that needs to be the next shirt, and you can have that one, Joel. So yeah,
sure. Yeah. And how are you doing? Yeah, I'm getting caught in Hebrew. I'm seeing people post Hebrew up there.
Yeah.
What's up with you? What have you been up to?
Just like the one thing that has consumed my life for the last several months. Oh, dude, you haven't even seen it yet.
I haven't even. I don't think. Oh, don't drop it on me.
I won't drop it on you, I promise. But I wrote a book.
I thought you've written no books.
So that is the word that gets around. But yeah, that's it's been a lot. I've kind of the last month I've just been consumed by recording audio for the audiobook. Skaha, you should probably get out. Okay. Sorry, my dog is like, I think she's okay. She's probably not going to knock that mic wire over. Skaha, go lie down. Go on. There you go. Good girl. So, yeah. So the audiobook has kind of taken over my life. I have been waking up at 5 a.m. every day, which is nothing new. But what is new is that I've been working pretty much straight through most days until I go to bed at like 11 or 12. And so I've been living off of like 5 hours of sleep a night, which probably isn't enough.
No.
I've started napping during the day. Like
nice.
I take a nap after lunch, and I usually take a nap after dinner as well. So I'm starting to feel like a very old man.
I also took a nap today. So
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't get my nap today. I was like, I did Dapper Dinosaur's show, and then I got busy doing some house cleaning.
This actually looks very good. I was kind of just caught up with it. It looks good. He has a picture of a model on the back instead of him. It's crazy. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So yeah. Dan McClellan. He gives you.
He gave me an endorsement.
Kudos.
Yes,
wow. Yeah. Incredible. He's a New York Times bestselling author.
He is a New York Times bestselling author.
Amazing.
When you know a New York Times bestselling author and you have the opportunity to get an endorsement.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you'll like this. I just found this out this week. I'm taking Akkadian. Oh yes, that's true too. I'm learning Akkadian with Dr. Josh right now. A couple people in the chat are actually in the same class with me, so that's fun.
I have thought, this isn't just me saying this, I have thought I want to take Akkadian with Josh multiple times. I've thought, should I do it? I just don't have the time, but I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
Someday when you have time.
I would absolutely love that.
And it's like, it's super, because it's so much of it intersects with Hebrew, with Aramaic, right? So it's we haven't got to the signs yet, but like the language mechanics are very straightforward. It's pretty easy. So, but so I've been doing that, but in my Acadian class she works for Bart Ehrman.
Okay.
She works for Bart Ehrman's Biblical Studies Academy.
Okay.
She's the one that I was communicating back and forth with, and she's the one who set up the AMA that I did with the Biblical Studies Academy. She told me this last week that the Bart Ehrman Biblical Studies Academy chose my book to do for their book club.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So I was happy about that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
wow. That's high praise.
And she read it and she said it was very good.
All right. Man, I would never say that about anything you've written.
I know.
That's
you
crazy.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
I anticipate when I get it, I'll just use it as like a doorstop or kindling for the fire. Yeah.
It's it's not as big as Gary Habermas's book.
No. But you've got a pretty big book.
It's pretty big. It's true. So do you were checking out were you trying to read the scraps on?
Yeah, I was reading the scraps. Yeah. Nice.
So
you got scraps on the front.
Yeah. Those are all my translations too, I think.
Oh, nice.
That's that he used. So
well, nice.
Some people have very strong feelings about the cover of the book. Some people love it. Some people really hate it. Like really, really hate it. It's a visceral reaction that they have to it. It's quite something. So but so I did but there's been a lot tied up with that. I did a video on Paulogia's channel for the book, which was really good. I think it's a good video. We responded to Joel. There's too many Joels.
Yeah,
I mean, there's way too many of you guys.
Yeah, we're taking over.
Do you know of this Joel Kramer guy? You ever heard of him? He's got.
Was he an archaeology guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got an MA in archaeology from the University of the Holy Land.
Okay.
You familiar with them?
No.
They're in Jerusalem.
Okay.
In the old.
Well, yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
So, so he does these archaeology videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Trying to prove the Bible. So he did one about the cuneiform tablets that were discovered in Babylon, which contain Jehoiachin's name on it. And he built a whole video around this about connecting David's prophecy to Jesus. And we can now know that this is the thing because apparently Jehoiachin, we know, was in Babylon, and it says that he had sons. So the dynastic line is secure because he lived. And Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a weird.
That's a big line to connect. Those dots are pretty far apart.
Well, it was a good video because it gave me lots of opportunity to talk about Babylon, to talk about the exile, to talk about stuff that was happening and leading up to the exile, and I talked a little bit about David's prophecy too. So that was good.
Nice.
It was all good.
Very good.
And we're heading to SBL next month.
Oh my gosh.
I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I haven't even
thought about it.
Oh, I mean, I have papers that.
How many do you have?
I have 2 papers, but fortunately, they are written, but I need to do slides and I need to do review. But I'm not. I feel like it's just going to be landing the plane while we're landing the plane kind of thing.
While you're landing the plane.
Yeah.
I used to write my papers on the plane.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those because my term is just. I actually don't have 5 minutes of free time right now. No. This is crazy that I'm even doing this.
It's going to be right. It is. It's just crazy. But I'm a hard person to say no to. So,
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. So Joel.
Yes.
What are we drinking?
Oh yeah. Okay. So for those who haven't been here before, I have a Scotch collection, and I like collecting rare and unique Scotches, and so Kip likes drinking rare and unique Scotches. With Joel. We've been friends for a while, and something that we would do just in private would be I'd bring some Scotches over, we would taste them, try them, go, oh, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? While we talk shop, essentially. And that's what we're doing again and with this. So just, sipping, tasting some Scotches throughout the night. And yeah, so the one I've got right now is actually one of my favorites that I've ever come across. This is my second bottle I've ever gotten my hands on, and it actually was just up for best what was it like affordable category of Scotch this year worldwide. So it's called the Art American Sherry Cask.
Oh.
And yeah, it's a craft kind of small distillery in Scotland, and it's got everything. It's like barbecue, it's smoky, it's also a bit of a punch with like some pepperiness. And
is that what we're starting with?
Yes, right here, yeah.
All right.
And it's just overall really, really good. Everyone who tries it, really, really good.
Well, I'm excited about
that. We got someone go to AAR. Nice.
Misinterpretations is going to AAR.
Excellent.
So I'll be on her channel, and well, you won't have any time to watch, but I will be on Misinterpretations channel on Tuesday night, talking some more about the book. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
So that's what we got here.
What else is happening? Oh yeah, I guess we could try it. Yeah. So cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah, that is good.
It's so good.
I really like that one. So I don't have intelligent things to say about how Scotch tastes.
That's okay.
So
you really don't have intelligent things to say about most things. So
ouch. Ouch. Listen to this guy. So wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Did I have a couple reviews come in of my book since we last chatted?
Oh,
I think I might have. I had 2 reviews of my book since we last chatted, which is great because it's been a few years.
Yeah.
So now I think we got 4 or 5 that have come out. So the first one was by Eckhart Otto, which was awesome.
Yeah.
To have him review it. And he was very positive. And then I had another one from Larry Perkins in the Journal for the Study of Journal of Septuagint Cognate Studies, and he also gave it a pretty big thumbs up with a few critiques, which is great. And then also another Septuagint scholar in RBL actually reviewed it. So that's a big one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also gave me some pretty high praise. Said that I believe these essentially the words was, this is essential reading now for Second Temple law, for Jewish law.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, even though they critiqued it pretty hard in some places. So yeah, some good stuff. We'll see. I'm actually going on a podcast, The Biblical Time Machine, on Friday.
Oh,
I don't know. Has anybody ever heard that podcast, Biblical Time Machine?
Sorry,
I actually followed them before I even. I followed them, and then they asked me. I didn't know them, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
When is that?
On Friday. Helen Bond, New Testament scholar.
Yeah.
She runs it with a few others.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about the book then. Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had my book has been featured in a book review blog series by a guy named Joel Edmund Anderson.
All these Joels.
Another Joel.
Yeah.
And they all suck except for you. You and Joel Baden, and I think that's just about it. All the rest of them, they're lame. But anyways, no, he did not like my book. Now I have to ask you about this. He makes one of the things that I'm doing in the book is using the concept of mythology as a way to understand, or as a way to see how people in ancient times understood their own history, and mythical language, mythical tropes, mythical concepts, those sorts of things. One of the things that I put forward in the book pretty strongly on a regular basis is that ancient people, the Israelites included, were constructing myths about themselves, about where they came from, about who they were. The Exodus story, even if it's grounded in something that might have happened, is a mythical story. It contains features in it that promote meaning in ways that are different from how modern historians do this.
Yeah, if that's how we're going to define I mean, I'm sure we could talk about defining myth, but
history.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So one of the things that this guy got really stuck on is because I make the point in the book that historical narrative or prose, Hebrew historical narrative, as a style of writing is not reliable as for communicating that this is more historical than something else.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that historical narrative was probably developed out of this sense of providing a more historicized version of the past, a more narratological telling of the past, as you would in a conversation. I think that's probably where that developed, and it seems to me that it developed pretty early on in Hebrew literature. It's kind of innovative in Hebrew literature. Other scholars have talked about this before, but I'm making this point that there's a lot of stuff that's written in historical narrative throughout the Hebrew Bible, including myths. The Genesis 1, Genesis 2 stories. Those are
so. And you're talking about prose, narrative prose.
Yes,
yeah,
narrative prose.
Yeah.
So at one point, this reviewer he accepts Genesis 1 to 11 as mythology, but then everything after Genesis 11, he says there's a switch that flips, and then he's like, and that's all history or based in history. And my question has always been, and that's part of the reason why I go into this in the book in one of the chapters, is because if you're just reading the text, there's nothing within the text that says we're flipping a switch now and we're making this move from the mythical past into the historic past. So I'm like, what are the features of that? What are the rubrics of that I can point to as a scholar? How do I know, as a careful reader of the text, that I'm now dealing with history as opposed to myth?
Yeah, shooting from the hip. Place location.
Well, there's place locations mentioned all over in Genesis 1 to 11.
Yeah, but I guess you could make the case for Eden as a place. Yeah.
Well, I don't have to, but there's an entire in the
to what degree
of nations.
For sure, Table of Nations. Right? Yeah.
You've got and then you've got
but you don't have Noah going to Haran or these kinds of things. It's it seems more kind of distant in the way that it speaks about things, kind of long time ago-ish, especially when you compare to other ancient Near Eastern stuff with pre-Diluvian kind of peoples. It seems to speak in a more distant tenor, and so if that seems to be going on as well, at least to me, in before the flood and Genesis 6, I guess, and all the way to 9, then you get the Table of Nations. So I think you could maybe make a case for that, because there is that kind of distinction in other ancient Near Eastern literature about pre-Diluvian, antediluvian.
Yeah, but those are like they're the earmarks of some of that stuff. Is like the ages.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
The ages that people live.
Yeah,
is okay. So I will grant you that. But I think there's an intentionality on the part of the author to blend this stuff and to connect it clearly.
Yeah,
to provide it the sense that this is actual a continuous thread of history.
Yeah, again,
in a manner of speaking, using the word cautiously.
Yeah, I find all this very hard, and my general stance on, from a scholarly perspective, I try not to make claims of history. It's so hard to do, to know what that's such a. We're talking about things so long ago with no extra biblical attestation. How do we know? So I'm pretty cautious when I make or I try not to make many statements that way, from a completely academic perspective. But the text itself, I'm quite convinced that the person person's penning Genesis, let's say Genesis 2, Genesis 3, talking about cherubim guarding the Garden of Eden and the snake. Like, I don't think that they were thinking that. I think that they were trying to signal something about, hey, the cherubim is, I'm telling you something else rather than a video recorded history here. I'm doing something else. I'm using symbolism here to talk about something long, long ago. I think they thought that, and that they weren't, that no one reading it, or at least their audience, whatever, they would have known what's going on here, like, well, the way, the medium of communication, mytho-history. To what degree that course then maps onto history, like, that's.
Do you actually use that word?
What do you mean?
When in your mytho-history, when you write, do you use it really?
I'll use the term mytho-history. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But again, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You can talk, like, you can have, but we even know, like, you can have mytho-history of other figures in the ancient Near East that are still figures that existed, but then you're talking, okay, but then you can have all sorts of symbolically laden stories talking about these, like, so it's just, it's not cut and dried that way.
It
so
certainly is.
So then when it comes to Genesis 1 to 11, I think, okay, I know that pre-flood, post-flood is a pretty hard chronology marker and as epoch marker in the ancient world.
Yes.
It is also in the Bible.
Yes.
So how I read Genesis 2, for example, when it says that it had not rained yet, or Yahweh had not caused rain, I know we differ on this, but I read that as the flood hadn't happened yet.
Right.
It's the same, the Hiphil of Matar as the flood, and when he does that next, it's the flood. That's the flood, and so in my mind, the narrator is setting you up. The narrative is setting you up to go, oh, this is talking about before the flood times, and let's get all the way to after the flood, and then we're going to talk about the more recent times. So if he wants, I don't know this guy, but if he wanted to make that kind of distinction based on those kinds of comparative ancient Near East and intertextual, or within the text, I should say, delineations that, okay, this is pre-flood, we're talking about this long, long ago. Now we'll talk about more recently. I think that could be somewhere you could latch onto for something like that, but that's just shooting from the hip.
Yeah. No.
Does he say stuff like that?
So no, he's most certainly not that precise. What he says is anybody who reads this stuff can just tell.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You can just tell. Genesis chapter 1 to 11 myth, 12 through to the rest of the text history.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a fair way to say things.
Oh.
Especially because you have Abraham so old and Sarah so, like, one of the really funny and puzzling things.
I mean, you've got stuff like the story of Balaam and the talking donkey is in Numbers 11. You've got, like, even if all this stuff is set, but then I would say too, I mean, there's aspects, there's elements of and I'm not talking about the Song of the Sea here. I'm talking about the narrative of the Exodus. There's elements within the Red Sea crossing story which echo the mythology of Genesis
100%.
1 and maybe 2. I don't know about 2, but certainly chapter 1.
Yep.
Right. So what are you going to do with that? Like, are we still then, are we now back into dealing with myths as opposed to history? So it's just it's so imprecise and it's clumsy in its application.
Yeah, and again, I have such a hard time. I actually really appreciate that. Actually, Tim Mackey from Bible Project, I heard him say this recently on a podcast, and it just made me go, "Oh, we're kind of kindred spirits that way." It's like the level of literary design that we find in something like the Pentateuch, and in even the first few books of the Pentateuch, and how there's cross references left, right, and center. That there's clearly literary artistry going on.
Yeah.
Where that then it's hard to go, okay, how do you parse out precise history versus I'm trying to tell you something more important about the story that I'm talking about. I'm not answering the history question. I'm trying to tell you something very important. So look at these links. So even just this week and next week, I'm actually going to be teaching on Moses. And then you've got Moses, and there's hyperlinks to the Ark with Noah. Mm-hmm. He's in the Teva. He's put in the waters, which so Teva is the same word for Ark as Noah's Ark. And then his little basket is kind of constructed like a mini ark. The ark itself is based off of similar measurements to the tabernacle. And so then you got temple imagery going on. You've got that going back to Genesis 1, 2, or 2, I should say, 2 and 3, with the temple imagery there. And like all this stuff is connected to get you to think Moses he's a big deal coming in here. Like this guy, and he's a Levite, son of a Levite, and like all of that is like these interconnected literary things going on within the text that make you go, okay, there's clearly more than just like a simple recounting of history going on. This is laden with meaning in that way. And so Moses passing through the waters, the people passing through the waters, Noah passing through the waters of creation being tamed. Like all of this is supposed to be they're all resonating with each other. So again, there's so much more going on than just here's historical narrative about something. Like it's narrative, deep meaning. It's thick literature, as they say in literary studies. This is thick literature. So that just makes things difficult when it comes to. I use
a definition from Jan Osman, the Egyptologist, when presenting myth. He calls it stories that provide a meaningful structure of reality to events or to concepts or to which I quite like. I think that's it suits my purposes certainly in presenting the texts as literature, right? Yeah, but
and I mean, if you know me from when I teach, and any of my students would know, my biggest thing is literature. Let's treat the Bible as literature. Yeah. And serious literature. Like I take it very seriously. How these stories are put together. And so that always is going to complicate things when it comes to trying to figure out, did Moses turn left at this street in that story or not? Like that's often not the point. And again, that's not me denying historicity of things. It's more complex than that. But yeah, that's what I would say to his comment. This is not at all what we're going to talk about. But here we go. No. This is what we do.
We'll get on to slavery here.
Yeah, but that's what I would say to that particular person. That there needs to be a clearer reason for demarcating that. I would use the flood within the narrative and also extra biblically with comparative ancient Near Eastern literature to go, okay, that is a reason to do so, but that's not what he seemed to say. Yeah,
no, really. So let's look at a couple super chats here. Why did you break Dr. Swole's finger, Kip? See,
I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Right. This was a cover story. Yeah. This is the story we're sticking with. You don't some things we just leave out of the public eye.
He said that he wouldn't let me leave the safe again for a week if I said anything about it.
It's true. So Joel learned his lesson.
Yeah, I did.
And we're moving.
And it hurt.
Yeah. You had to take some ibuprofen before the stream started.
Totally being real. Yeah, I jammed my finger right before I got here and it's really hurting. And then I just took some ibuprofen and hopefully it's going to help. But my finger's killing me right now. Anyways, where you going? Yeah.
Wow.
We're good.
Sorry about that.
That's all good.
Okay. Thanks, Tad is mad. All the names again. This drives me crazy. Nobody's got and it's not every channel. Yeah. But it's my channel has been chosen this time for some reason. Everybody's cool usernames are not showing up anymore. So Lil of all trades, Scotch for Joel's pinky, sticks for Dr. Kip, and treats for Dagon, and the beautiful black pupper. That is Skaha. So she's my old girl. Skaha is, I think, 13 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, she doesn't see great anymore, but she's I still take her walking 3 times a week, and we usually get in about 1.5 2 kilometers.
Nice. So yeah, once animals start to get old, you start to feel really sad for them. Yeah. Like my cat Sherlock, he's what is he, 13 now, 12, and like this year basically he became an old man.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. And it's like suddenly we think he has cat dementia, so we would look up some of the signs that he's very repetitive in his actions. Oh. He often seems lost, and every morning he'll do the same thing. He'll shout for dear life for food. We'll give him food. He'll go downstairs to my brother's door. We share a house. He'll meow as loud as he can at his door for no reason. He'll come upstairs. He'll go on the deck. He'll meow as loud as he can, and then he'll probably come over to me and hang out for a bit. But he does that at night too. He'll just meow as loud as he can, and he just he's doing these patterns. And one of the things for dementia for cats is they They just go places and start meowing for no reason.
Oh.
And so we wonder, maybe he has that. They also get way more affectionate. He's very, very affectionate now. He's probably being kind of confused and scared.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So animals getting old.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens fast.
I love Sherlock though.
Yeah.
Sad to see him go.
So, but yes, thank you, Lil, for all the wonderful treats and well wishes. An actual question here from I'm sorry, I don't know beyond Banny 6151. Do you guys think there is anything to an historical Moses or Abraham? Do you want to start?
I can start, sure. Yeah. Again, I mean, everything I just said about history here applies to this as well. And that I typically punt pretty hard from a scholarly perspective on like trying to prove something like that, because I don't know how to do it. I don't like you. There are just so many things that would go into that. Even if we had the name of Moses written on a wall in Egypt, it wouldn't really prove much. I mean, you'd need a lot to prove something like from a completely scholarly academic perspective. So I typically go, I can't prove that to you. I can't prove history to you. I can tell you what the text is doing and what I think the text is doing, what the meaning the text is trying to convey to you. But some people don't like that. Again, I'm not saying there isn't historicity to these characters. I'm just saying I can't, from a scholarly perspective, prove that to you. And it'd be very hard to. That said, I mean, I don't have a problem with like an Exodus. I don't have a problem with a Moses figure. But the thing is, like, I wouldn't even care if his name wasn't Moses. Like that wouldn't matter to me, because I don't think, again, these stories are giving meaning beyond just like a video recording. So if there was a guy named, I don't know, Tutmosis, whatever, and then they made him Moses in the Bible for like I wouldn't have a problem with that, because again, it's trying to do more than just tell you history. But at the same time, I'm totally fine with an Exodus. I think there are circumstantial things that make sense, but there isn't like archaeological evidence that's like anything decisive. I don't know how much you know about these things. Banny, yeah,
Banny, I think.
Yeah. So again, from like an academic perspective, you can't really prove a lot. We don't have tons, in my opinion. But I'm fine with there being a Moses and there being an Exodus. Is that again video recording depicted in the Bible? No, I don't think so. I don't think the text is trying to do that. I don't think ancient texts are trying to do that. I think the text itself is telling you it's not trying to do that. It's trying to do way more. That's actually way better and way more powerful and meaningful to you and to anyone reading the text. Because that's how you write in the ancient world. You don't write just to give someone some facts about the past. Yeah. Quintilian says it's history is for telling, not for recording. I think that's maybe I'm messing that up. You're meant to convince people. You're meant to transform people through telling history and through talking about the past. So it's just a different way. It's just a different way of doing things that we don't think that way. Same thing with Abraham. I don't have a problem with that. But again, the text is doing something far more than just giving you a video recording. And so I always want to focus on that because I don't know how to prove from an academic perspective that Abraham existed. How on earth would you do that?
Yeah, no, I mean it seems that and I think that's where I come down on this is some of this stuff is just we're just so far removed. The texts that we have are so far removed from these things that it makes it a very difficult proposition to hold on to these as historical recountings. And in particular with some of these tales, some of these tales, the Abraham stories are so heavily laden with these more moralistic teachings and reflections on them. And just as I think as you say, I think you said it well, that just doesn't matter. It didn't matter to the people who were writing these stories, even if, and I think, they probably did think that, these were real people who lived in the past and did these real things. But for them, it was the meaning behind everything that became so important. I will say this, though, with regards to Moses in particular, from a diachronic perspective as well, I think you can track a little bit of this stuff. The oldest the oldest account, the oldest version that we have of anything like the Exodus appears in the Song of the Sea. Scholars are largely agreed on this.
Mhm.
There's no Moses in the Song of the Sea. You have traditions of the Exodus in the prophet Hosea, chapter 12. He mentions a prophet who leads the people and keeps the people unnamed, an anonymous prophet. I think that's kind of significant. Moses is first mentioned in from a diachronic perspective. I believe it's Micah, might be Micah 6.
I don't remember.
So that's 8th, 7th century.
Yeah.
At that point, right? I think I think what the evidence we have from the text shows is development. I think there's a developmental picture at work here, which caused me to think that there probably wasn't a Moses, and that that this is a figure that was introduced over time, and much more strongly, clearly developed. I should mention too the Micah. It is. I think it's Micah 6:4, 6:1 to 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm not sure yet. No, I'm looking it up. Yeah.
So, but he also the Micah also makes mention of Moses, Miriam, and Aaron in conjunction with Balak and Balaam, the king of Moab, and Balaam the prophet. So it seems like that was probably an important story early on. So some of that stuff in the Balaam story looks like it's pretty early from a linguistic perspective.
You are presupposing a late date for a lot of books, First Samuel. Then I don't know when you date First Samuel too. Obviously things like Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges.
So I think I would, So I tend to, I mean, I think DDR is Deuteronomistic history is difficult to date, just in large part because of I think obvious indicators of editing. It's pretty heavy-handed in those texts. So I find more. I would say I find more secure dates in things like Hosea, or Micah.
Yeah.
So to me, those ones are more meaningful. But
it gets into a whole other question too. When do you date the Book of Exodus too? But that's a whole can of worms.
Yep.
There are things in it that
probably later than you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I actually push Exodus back. I think the Exodus story probably goes back into the beginning of the first millennium.
Right. So are we talking about the Exodus story, or are we talking about what's in the Book of Exodus? Because I think those are different things.
Those are different things for sure.
Right? The Song of the Sea
yeah,
is, in my opinion, like the sort of the earliest stage of the Exodus story.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that being, 10th century, 11th century, maybe even.
Yeah.
So, but there again, what's in there?
Yeah.
It's not the same story.
Yeah.
That's told in the Book of Exodus.
There are a lot of factors that make me question a late dating of Exodus. Egyptian loanwords that Benjamin Noonan's written on it. That Egyptian loanwords that at least his work claims are 700 BC and earlier would only make sense for them. And that's not just in the Song of the Sea; that's in the rest of the narrative as well.
See, and that fits, but that also fits with the way that I'm tracking this stuff too. If we're going, because I think I have no problem with the Moses figure by the 7th century, right?
Yeah.
So 8th century, even possibly.
Yeah. There are other factors in the book itself that make me think of early Egyptian themes and ideas. Behrman, I know you probably don't like Joshua Behrman, but the stuff he's written on comparisons with Kadesh inscriptions, not only that, but the one that I find more convincing is the war tent of Pharaoh. So the tabernacle. Okay, so the tabernacle, and I completely agree with this. I teach this. The tabernacle has its closest type or analogy to the war tent of Pharaoh. And so we have in the Kadesh inscriptions, we have a picture of Pharaoh's war tent, and it's the exact same as the tabernacle, and it's the rectangle, it's the two chamber inner room, one of a particular shape, the other the square or the cube. Inside of Pharaoh's inside the Holy of Holies, there are two winged deities pointing inward towards the cartouche of Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And so that's dating to the 1200s BCE. And that's the same thing we see in the tabernacle. Now, I know a lot of people want to date the tabernacle late, but that's, to me, because it's the closest analogy to the tabernacle, and even Solomon's temple doesn't match the same analogy as that. I go, okay, there are clearly some early Egyptian themes going on here that I have a hard time ignoring. So then, to what degree then? Again, when we talk about books being in their full final form and stuff, that's a whole final form. That's a whole other thing. But there are elements of the story that resonate with very early first millennium stuff for me. So I don't know. Again, very hard to date books in the Bible. These books are sorry, one sec. Written in classical biblical Hebrew. So if we use that as a metric as well, that also brings you back. And then there's Horntull's recent work as well about like an earlier period of classical biblical Hebrew as well for Exodus. So yeah, things I think probably I would push it back further than you, but that's fine that we disagree. We can fist fight now.
We could.
You'll win.
I just have to make contact with the finger. That's all I have to do.
Pretty much, just twist my finger. But so I think we would probably differ there, but it is an interesting question that we just went on a long time on this one question.
Right.
Okay, I mean, that was a long answer for you. It's probably the longest answer.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do, right?
Yeah, this is just what we do anyways, so,
By the way, my good friend, Jason Hare is here. Jason from the Hebrew Cafe. You know Jason?
Yeah, I know him, yep.
Yeah. In terms of myth, what elevated, and thank you for the 17.9 shekels. What elevated message exists in the building of the Mishkan in the desert and all its particulars? Is it not just presented as history?
So I could answer this from not my own perspective when it comes to just other people who are talking about this in the literature. So there was just an article published, what was it, like a month ago, I think. Who was it? Oh, I'm going to forget. Oh, man. I can't remember right now. I'm sorry. But it is on the tabernacle and on taking it as myth, taking it as not at all recounting a historical reality. And they talked about the tabernacle as kind of idealized temple, idealized worship, worship apart from all the trappings of even society and of city and all that kind of thing. So I think they would take it in that perspective of especially with the gold. Like it's so much gold. It's so much. It's like so expensive, so extravagant. Like, and they would say, oh, because you can't get that kind of gold leaving Egypt. Like, obviously to them it's hyperbolized or completely mythological in the sense of non-real. It has but it has then that ability to be portable Yahweh, right? Yahweh beyond the confines of Jerusalem, which they would probably link then to the exile, that Yahweh can be everywhere, right? And with us, just like he was with our ancestors of the past. So barring that, the non-reality of these things happening, which I'm actually not claiming that, I think I can get on board with the meaning that they're positing, which is that it is much of those things. Like, this is like the ultimate experience of God. It is a portable God. It is God with you wherever you are in the world, beyond just the confines of temple and location, which is so important in the ancient world when it comes to a city being a locale of a god. This is kind of trans locale. Maybe if it goes beyond that. I hope that answered your question a little bit.
So he actually said that was a great answer, Joel.
Oh, so okay.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. No worries.
So by the way, Jason, I have you're probably just way too busy. I hope at some point when things do free up for you, because I've been abandoned by Joshua.
What?
Yeah. So he doesn't do Hebrew readings with me, Kiryat Ibrit,
wow,
anymore, because he's teaching He's teaching a Hebrew class on Thursday nights now.
Wow.
So I'm kind of rebranding and restructuring that show. So I've had Rabbi Chana, the Rebel Rabbi, on to read Hebrew with me. Vish came on and read Hebrew with me one week. Just this last week, Jason Hare from the Hebrew Cafe was on to read.
Nice.
In 2 weeks, Justin from Deconstruction Zone is going to be back with me, and Lachlan from Tablets and Temples is gonna join me from time to time too. So I'm gonna rotate through a bunch of people on a regular basis. So, but
Sweet.
And yeah, if you have free Thursday evenings on occasion,
just give me a shout in advance. But typically not. Well, actually, no. Thursdays very much not. I'm not even in Chilliwack by the time you start.
Yeah,
I teach until like 3 or 4.
So maybe in the new semester.
Actually, I teach till 5:30 in the new semester.
Oh, really?
In Langley.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Thursdays will not work for me.
So no Dr. Joel for Hebrew readings,
No.
which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I got lots of cool people to read with.
Because my brain is linking to the tabernacle now, and on here it actually says, "Ask me about the tabernacle," because I think so much about it. This is my work made this for me, and I talk so much about the tabernacle that it's become a joke.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. Jason, there's actually like so much going on meaning wise, I think, as well, when it just comes to like architecture and ritual and embodied theology and theology through objects, not just through words. And like there's just a lot going on there when it comes to even like, the cost of items increases as you move further within the temple, giving like a message of like the importance of God, like all these things. These are not just items being described, in my opinion. This is theology through ritual, through embodied movement and sight and sound and smell and all that kind of thing. So anyways, I think there's a lot to it, but I won't get into all that right now.
So I don't know what is going on in this comment. Hebrew is not like Indo-European. No, it's not.
No.
Not only does it mirror lambda calculus, I don't know what that is.
No, me neither.
But it handles abstractions with phrase as lemma constructs. Do you even know what those are? Do you know what those are?
I have no idea what this person's talking about.
I have no idea. We have no idea. James,
are you is it a linguistic specific?
Don't know.
I don't know.
The fact that he opened with not like Indo-European, I mean, we know everyone is aware of that. So yeah, but anyways, thank you for the comment. All right, so maybe it's a good transition point. Lil scolded Captain Slavery. Joel, actually, when we were planning tonight, he said, look, I would really like the opportunity to come up and talk to your audience and convince everybody that slavery is totally cool.
Yeah, there we go. Got it.
So here we go.
Yeah, so no. Do not clip something like that. Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's a good joke. Yeah, no, that was definitely not what I said. I just said, oh, hey, what's a topic that people are talking about that's interesting that we could chat about, that we probably have different opinions on how to take certain verses. And I thought, slavery is one of those probably, and so it'd be a good discussion point. Yeah. So I mean, I think we could probably chat about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want
and honestly, this is something now. I think this is a good prelude, actually, as well, because Joel and I will be in Boston at SBL next month. Dr. Joshua Bowen will be joining us at SBL next month. Maybe this is something we can a conversation we can sit down together with Josh and continue at some point too. I mean, there's no way he was. I don't know how to. I can't figure out how to with our setup. I wouldn't even know how to add somebody online. So it just I don't think it would have worked. But he's sleeping anyways.
And Josh he pitched you anyways. He would
always constantly. So
yeah.
So you're stuck with me.
I am.
But
Should we introduce the other Scotch before we hop into this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay, and then I can give I didn't prep anything for this, but there's a quote that I often read that's like, this is my general perspective on this subject.
You do the Scotch first.
Yeah, but I'll do Scotch first.
Okay.
So I said, Kip, we've kind of done the same thing in the last 2 episodes, so let's do something different this time for Scotch. Often in the Scotch world, you'll do blind tastings and see what you like best, and not knowing if something's very expensive or very cheap. So I poured just a little bit into glasses, and they're actually all of them but 2 are opaque, so you can't see.
I can't see.
They are of the brand that Kip really likes, which is a brand called Lejeune. So we've got a Lejeune 18 years, very actually expensive bottle. We've got his Lejeune 9, which he really loves that. And then there's a Lejeune 17. So again, these are not, these are not like loaded glasses. These are like small sips. Also, it's too expensive to drink lots of expensive Scotch. Like, no. But we're going to see what Kip thinks without him knowing what they are. Me, because I'm such a pretentious loser, I could tell you what they are anyways, without, if he were to try and do this blind for me, because I drink Scotch and this is one of my hobbies. So we're doing it for him. And we'll see what he thinks. So yeah, I'll give you your glasses, and then just feel free to sip at them for however long we're talking and whatever.
So we have 3 Scotches.
Yeah.
And all right.
I just want to make sure I do this right.
It's number 2.
Yes. And these are both opaque glasses. And then the last one, we didn't have another opaque one. My wife got them for me for my birthday.
This one?
This one is the opaque ones.
Oh, nice. Because she knew that you like doing.
I'm just like a nerd. Yeah.
Tastings. So
like the degree of nerd that I am in this is like, my wife and I'll be doing whatever, having a date or hanging out and whatever occasion. And I go, okay, go in. Here's 10 bottles of Scotch. Choose 3, pour them randomly, and I will tell you what they are. I did it without even tasting them. I just smelled them. I was like, it's that one, and that one of the 10 bottles.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's like the level of like nerd I am.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
I did the nerdiest thing I've ever done in my entire life yesterday.
Mm.
I was in a Star Trek online TTRPG yesterday. So,
Star Trek, like a D&D session kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. It was fun.
I play D&D with my wife. I'm a total loser.
I'm doing it on Dapper
Truck? Not yours. Okay.
No, not ours. So doing it on Dapper Dinosaur's channel.
Sweet.
His alternate channel.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a huge fan of tabletop, huge fan of D&D. I've been playing D&D for like 5 years, over 5 years.
This is a Star Trek one.
Yeah.
But it's same thing.
Oh yeah. I've been there.
It's good. So all right.
So we're now 1 hour in and we get to slavery. Okay, so I'm just reading something because instead of just me saying my opinion, this is just something in the literature, and this is basically what the perspective I take broadly about this, and then we could talk about the specifics and specific passages and stuff like that. But I find this a helpful quote. This is from the Oxford Handbook of Biblical Law. After that truck stops doing whatever it's doing. The first line's kind of confusing, but we can talk about it. The Bible did not institute any kind of slavery, but regulated it to mitigate its effects. If Pentateuchal legislation had taken an idealistic moral high road by simply abolishing servitude and the use of persons as collateral for loans, indigent Israelites with nothing to offer but themselves would have been made unable to obtain loans or to survive, and they easily could have died of starvation. Cf. Genesis 47, 18-21. Biblical law pragmatically recognizes that maintaining such people alive requires the voluntary cooperation of those with means to help them. Therefore, some aspects of biblical legislation protect the interests of creditors and masters of servants so that they too can receive benefit. That's my general position, is that in the ancient world, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to what people actually had to survive, it's very different than our world. I could read you another quote actually from the same handbook, where it just talks about, before we judge the ancient world, maybe take a step back and realize that even when they say something that seems to have a reality, a corresponding reality to what we know, oftentimes it is not the same reality. Their categories, their world is very, very different. That being the case, we have to be very careful when we read these kinds of things. And when we talk about things like slavery, I think this text from the Oxford, again, so it's a high level resource. It's saying in some cases slavery was you die or you go to become a slave. That's all you had in that world. They didn't have social security nets. They didn't have systems like we have today, which are great, and we should not have slavery. But in their world, it was a different world. So that's my general stance. But what do you think of
that? So you would, I mean, I'm happy that you are applying that beyond just the Bible.
Oh yeah,
because I think my frustration with this. Now, I have a couple of frustrations with this. I get frustrated when people attempt to deny the reality of slavery in the Bible as an apologetic to dismiss it. Essentially, I get
to say that it's not actually slavery, or that
it's not actually slavery.
Yeah.
The other or the other side of that is it's slavery, but it's much better than what everybody else in the ancient world was doing.
Yeah.
It was progressive, which I guess isn't as bad, but it's still, I find that extremely problematic. So I think that's what irritates me.
I think to call it not slavery, I don't think they would have done that. I think they would have said this is slavery. Now, part of the problem here is one term to define a category that is actually much broader than that.
It's pretty broad.
Actually,
no question.
There was one. I'm not bringing quotes to this. I promise to you. But there was one other book I just read a little while ago. What are these?
By the way, here. Chuck said everything I know about Scotch I learned on this show.
Good. This was from, what is this from? This is from Chattel Slavery to Modern Slavery, A Legal and Ethnographic History. It came out in 2025, actually, so just recently. I just remember reading the beginning of this and I went, oh, yeah, that's a great thing to bring into this conversation. And basically, they basically just say, I don't want to just read you stuff. So it's a mistake to perceive slavery as a monolithic, one-size-fits-all phenomenon characterized by features such as natal alienation, persons as property, coercion, or social death. Even from the earliest days of slavery, many historians reject the polarity of slave versus free as an overly simplistic framing of the status of the Near Eastern populations. King Hammurabi would later decree that people were divided into three categories: free, semi-free, slaves, with many of the rules set forth in his famed code in the 2nd century before the current era BCE explicitly regulating the treatment of slaves. That'll be 2nd millennium, maybe.
Hammurabi.
Yeah. I don't know why they said that. Is that an actual typo? That's terrible. And maybe I don't. Yeah, absolutely horrible. And then they talk about slavery in the Near East not being a substantial economic factor before we get to the Greek period, where the Greeks really made this into an industry. But it's not so much an industry in the ancient Near Eastern context. Not that it wasn't a reality. Yeah. It's not an industry. The Greeks actually said we need slavery, and people were born to be slaves.
Right.
So all that to say, when you say slavery, there's a lot that could be read into that. So what are we talking about? And I think it is wise to go, what kinds of servitude are we seeing in the Hebrew Bible? Because that might not be the exact same, like you said, of other places, and it could be the same. Maybe it is. But we actually have to ask for each specific occasion about those texts before we just go, slavery, blah, big monolithic hole, bad. Like, I'm not saying, again, slavery is bad, but how are these things happening? How are people trying to survive in the ancient world? How do we see it in the Hebrew Bible, which is not the same as the Greeks? Aristotle's going to say some people are born to be slaves. You slave, like that's the way that you're supposed to be. The Hebrew Bible does not do so. I don't know a verse that says those people were born to be slaves, meant to be slaves, destined to be slaves. Like I don't know that kind of language. If you want to show me a verse, sure, we can talk about it. But those are different perspectives and philosophies of slavery. So
you can be born into slavery.
You're born into slavery, but that does not mean that
in the Hebrew Bible.
Yeah, when Aristotle's talking about actually like your purpose, that you're like that's what you're meant to be, which is a different framework. And I also don't see it. I don't see this Hebrew Bible creating a system like the Greeks had, Athenians had, of this is actually a bedrock of the foundation of our society. I don't see those same kinds of patterns, so these are, again, this is all because there are different ways of doing this kind of thing, and of people selling their backs. Sometimes not selling their backs. Sometimes you're in a war. These are all parts of it. It's just more complex than one thing, blanket statement about it, without talking about the specific texts we find in the Hebrew Bible. Those are the ones I want to talk about and go, what are they doing in their world How do we know what they're saying, what they aren't saying, and then move from there to broader conversations?
Yeah. No, I mean, in broad strokes, I would tend to agree with that. We don't get a lot of, I don't know, we don't get a lot of purpose statements with regards to humankind. You've got Genesis 1.
Yeah.
I think you have the implication in Genesis 2 of the man's connection to the earth, to the land, provided there. Which one is that? Is that number?
I don't know which ones. There's one of them has tape on the bottom. If you want to find it, look, just check.
So, but we're checking to see which one's the best one, right?
You're trying whatever you like more, but yeah. Do you have tape on the bottom of that one?
So not that one.
So yeah, the one that has tape on it is the one I'm trying right now.
Okay.
But I'm not telling you what's
so
what.
I am going to go in the same order as you, though.
Okay. So before your point, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. So yeah. Now sorry. Where was I going with
Genesis 2, we're talking about.
Yeah. So Genesis 2 is making the connection between the man and the land. The man is made to work and to keep. First the garden, then he becomes enslaved to the earth after the fall. The so-called fall. I can't believe I just called it that.
Yeah.
After the
you have a seminary prof here. So that's what you have to. I wouldn't be able to understand.
No,
I couldn't understand it. I wouldn't know what you're referring to.
So very true.
Yes.
So so there is there are implicit. I think there's implicit echoes of enslavement in Genesis 2.
I wouldn't agree, but that's fine.
So, and
in 3, you say 3?
I said 2 and 3.
Okay, I don't think 2, but for 3 we could talk about it. Yeah.
It's so, but I don't. Yeah, in terms of I think like I get that it certainly matters. That somebody. That human beings are not divided on this line of purpose. I would certainly agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is not a uniquely biblical thing. This is the Bible fits within this larger ancient Near Eastern world. So it's not. I don't think there's anything exceptional about what's happening in the Bible, one way or the other. What is presented in there is expected. The type of systems that are in place for acquiring and keeping and releasing slaves in the Bible is fairly typical of what we see in other ancient Near Eastern law codes. So to that end, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you say about the Bible, what you say about slavery in the Bible, you have to then extend to the Mesopotamians and to the Assyrians and to the and to the Sumerians and so I think that's an important point to make and I would also agree that it's in large part, it's a mistake to transpose what we understand from the modern post-industrial slave trade back onto the biblical texts. Mm-hmm. We should not be doing that because, as you have pointed out, it's pretty complex. It's a different type of reality. And it's different. I think I said it in. I've said this before publicly that within the I think within the biblical text, you certainly have an understanding of the equal substance and perhaps equal station of all humankind, in the sense that you can be, there's nothing intrinsically preventing you from being enslaved or being free. Not intrinsically, right? There's no quality in your,
it's
like,
not
there's
an
the
ethnic thing.
it's not an ethnic thing. It's not a matter. It's just whatever side of that line you happen to fall on. If your nation ends up being conquered by a foreign king, then that sucks for you. It could have been them, but it was you. That's sort of the general feeling with regards to this question in the ancient Near East. So I would agree about that. But I also think too that that we shouldn't we shouldn't idealize or romanticize this situation at all. The Bible's also very clear that slavery is not it's not a good situation to be in, but then by the same token, it does not it is operating within that reality. So endorsement, promotion, condoning. Is there an adjective for condone? I don't. If there is, I don't know it. But it's So this is.
Promote is different. I mean, Josh's book, promote, right, or endorse.
Endorse
right? I think we've talked privately where I said I wouldn't use the word endorse. Condone, allow, permit, recognize the reality of, deal with the realities of the world, like all that, like that's the world that I'm thinking.
It certainly says, though, this is something that you are not prevented in doing.
No, yeah,
right. But, again, go ahead and do this. Here's the steps and the rules.
Is it? I don't know if the tenor is ever go ahead and do this.
Buy them from the nations around you and keep them and pass them on to your children. These you may treat ruthlessly.
Depends how you translate the term.
These you may treat as slaves. You're not to rule over your brothers.
Leviticus 25. Yeah, depends how you translate the word ruthlessly.
Which you translate it the same way there as you translate it in Exodus chapter 2.
Yeah, agreed. Right? Yeah.
So it's not good.
It's compulsion could be another way.
Yeah. That was the heart of the problem.
Yeah.
In Exodus chapter 2.
Yeah, compulsion. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we talk about
Leviticus 25 because I feel like we probably take different approaches on that text.
I'm sure we do.
Yeah. So, like, what is the function of of those who are being enslaved? Like, what role in society did they have? Specifically, because from how I read the text, it talks about the children of the Toshav and those who are outside of the land of Israel can be taken as slaves.
Yes.
And so when we think about socioeconomically and thinking about what the status of those kind of people are in that world, if you're being sold outside of your land into slavery, your land has considered you dead. Like that is a big problem because you would want to be sold within your land. You would want selling, like that's why we have in Exodus 21 when it's the law of the girl sold in slavery. You don't sell her outside of your land because that's the death sentence.
Yeah,
that's like you never see her again. It's over. You can't know if she's good, bad. You have no idea. It's over. So selling someone to a foreign people is even below slavery in a sense. Like it's the worst form because they're gone. So it says that person can be taken into an Israelite world or into household, and then the sons or children of the Toshav. So you could take that, and I don't, as anyone related to the Toshav, taking sons in a more generic way. But I think it actually refers to children because the parallel phrase that follows after talks about, I think it's the Yeladim, the actual children of a Toshav. So a Toshav being a temporary resident, temporary worker, or something like that, they're not going to be here forever. They are in a situation where their children have to be sold. They're not doing well. They're going to be gone. So now you have the two situations, socioeconomic situations in the ancient world, where these people are totally, we'll say the term screwed, because you've been sold outside of your people, or you're the children of someone who's going to be gone. Those are the most disenfranchised people in the world. So the way I read Leviticus 25 is It's not just screw the foreigner, let's enslave them. It's the most disenfranchised people that you could possibly have can continue as slaves in the system because they don't have anything else. There's no way back for them. They're done. It's over. They have nothing else in life. The children of a Toshav, they're gone now too. They're in the same position as someone sold from outside of the land. So by the way, I don't think that just because someone can be passed on or someone can remain in slavery past the year of Jubilee, which is what Leviticus 25 is about, I don't think that necessitates that people can't leave slavery or can't be out of slavery. Just like it says that you can purchase your way out of slavery in the same passages.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's just no
I don't treat law.
There's no clear provisions for it. That's
I don't read law that way.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think we're dealing with what would happen because again, the context of Leviticus 25, if you don't know it, go check it out while we're talking about this, is not a treatise on slavery.
No,
it's about Jubilee.
No, exactly.
And so the context,
it's about ensuring that it's about ensuring that you said it's about Jubilee.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's about ensuring that that the heritage of the Israelites remains intact.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So and that's a big part of what's being addressed within that text. You can't keep Israelites forever because they need to be returned. They need to have their heritage returned to them. That's part of the part of the deal. If you're a son of Israel, you're a landowner. This is you have a part in the inheritance of the people of Israel. So as I read the text, because of that, your source of permanent slaves has to come from somewhere else. Has to come from outside Israel. That's the point of the passage. That's what it says very clearly.
No, because it doesn't.
Yes,
say,
it does.
It doesn't say
very clearly.
But what it doesn't
say screw them. It says if you need slaves, get them from somewhere else, not the sons of Israel.
I'm not disagreeing.
That's the point.
I'm not disagreeing there. What I'm disagreeing with is it actually doesn't say wholesale. It doesn't actually even say get slaves. Don't take the Toshav as your slave. It doesn't say that. It says take the children of the Toshav. Yeah. So again, the wording is very specific. So it's not just get your slaves from somebody who's not an Israelite. It's get them from very specific socioeconomic situations.
It also says the nations around you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. People who are not living in the land of Israel. So I've already delineated their socioeconomic situation.
Yes.
It's not just, it doesn't say take the Toshav as a slave. It doesn't.
Right.
So if it's these specific peoples, to me, that signals there's actually something more here than just get them from non-Israelites. It's specifically those who they will have no ability otherwise in life. These are people who are screwed. And so you're taking those people. Yes. Yeah, that it does say that to take them as slaves. Yeah. Yes. But that's also a protection mechanism for people who are screwed.
I think you read a lot into it, dude. I think you do.
If it said take the Toshav as a slave and all his children, I would say differently, but it doesn't actually say that.
It does. And then so these people, it does say take them from the Goyim, not the sons of the Goyim,
but only from the nations that are outside.
Yes.
Yes. Agreed. But again, those people are screwed.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what the fuck are we arguing here?
I'm just arguing that I don't think it's just saying screw the nations and it's all about being
I would agree. I would absolutely agree. It's not about screwing the nations.
Yeah.
It's about the institution of enslavement and how it works and how it works because you have access to the sons of the Toshav and to the nations around.
But you also have access to the Toshav. Screw that guy.
No, but you can't.
You could though. Why not? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's just focused on someone who's not an Israelite. The focus is on disenfranchised people who are totally screwed. Okay, bring them in. They are now a part, but in the Jubilee, they're also screwed. So they don't. That's not the Jubilee is not going to be applied to them. But I think in the way that I read biblical law, which is that it's not giving you every single possible way of thinking about.
Agreed.
It's giving you case examples, in which in the same context of Leviticus 25, it talks about redeeming someone from slavery, getting out of slavery. So and it also says in Leviticus right before multiple times.
No, it's about redeeming sons of Israel.
That's fine. But I don't apply things that way. I don't think of law that way, because right before it says treat the foreigner exactly like the Israelite multiple times in the way that you do your legal dealings.
Ger.
Okay, sure, but
right. That's not the goy, and it's not the
ger can be a goy. Oh yeah, that category is much broader than just that's not, I don't think, some sort of tight knit category. Ger is quite a big category.
I think it's contextually applied.
In any case, because we have these laws talking about treating the ger whatever with equality, I see these laws as giving you frameworks to think about justice in these situations. And if it's talking about redeeming a slave, Israelite slave, I because it's not giving you every possible case, I would assume the exact same based on how ancient Near Eastern law works for whatever other slaves we're talking about in this context. Of course, yeah, they are continuing on in that that is their trajectory, but it does not mean that that's an eternal principle or something. I don't read it like that. But tell me otherwise.
I
don't know. I would say the same thing about in Exodus 21. Exodus 21 verse 6, when it talks about the all in the ear, and you'll serve him lo olam, right? I don't think they're not thinking in eternal principles here. They're thinking in perpetuity. This guy's he's going forward as a slave.
It's a lifetime.
Well, it's in perpetuity. That's the way I would translate that. But perpetuity, I still don't think means, like, if someday he's like, no, I want to get out of this. Here's the money. I still think it could happen.
I expect that's probably, like, that is in so many of these instances, like you said, and I agree with you. There's just so much that is left unsaid.
Yeah,
it's provisional, and it's probably not even. It's probably ideal in the first.
Oh, place. Idealistic for sure.
Idealistic in terms of the fact that the way law actually functioned. In these societies was probably quite a bit different from how it's codified in things.
That was actually another one of the things from the Oxford Handbook that I had. Just a quote that I highlighted that I won't bring it up, but they basically say, like, what we have in the Torah is a fraction of what they would have, and probably not even what they would have actually done in actual courts. But it's giving you a way of a world of thinking, a way of thinking about these different topics, and then go from there. But it would never be if X happens, then do Y as prescribed in the Torah. They didn't think that way about law back then, in my opinion, and many others' opinion. And so even when you compare things, like compare Leviticus 25 to Deuteronomy 15 to Exodus 21, and all these different slave laws we have, I don't even think if you're going to go like, oh, hey, this one is superseding this one, or this one's superseding that one, or this one's trying to fight against that. I don't think it's doing that at all. I think we're talking about different ways of conceptualizing different situations one might end up in, and then talking about that. There's good literature on this of even other ancient Near Eastern laws where it's like you focus in on one little issue, one idea in relation to slavery, or another topic, and then another law will focus in on another little thing in relation to it. So even Leviticus 25 might not even be about debt slavery. It might be about famine slavery. That's one of the possibilities that's been brought up. I think Westbrook brought that up. So it's like, okay, well, we talked about debt slavery in Deuteronomy 15 and Exodus 21. Let's talk about a different kind of slavery. Okay, well, let's talk about what that would look like with this thing called Jubilee. Let's talk about what that would look like. Okay, well, where would you get slaves from if we're having slaves? Again, I'm arguing for the people who are completely screwed and as a means of survival, and not just everybody. These are all I think that's the way these laws are functioning. I think they are in dialogue with each other. How that works, we could talk about, but I think that's also how ancient Near Eastern law worked. It's topical that way. It's focused on individual cases to give you extractions, ideas, principles to work from beyond the text in front of you. An example I use in class is Exodus 21, 7 to 11, with the law about the girl in slavery. If you sell your daughter as a slave, if a man sells his daughter as a slave or as an amma, that law is taken by I think it's a 1st century Jewish woman named Babitha, and she applies the law to herself, but she's a free woman.
Right.
And so the idea being that this is actually supposed to give an idea of justice, an idea of fair treatment in a given situation, which can be extrapolated out from beyond the actual case at hand. So in that case, it's a woman, X, it's a reality in the ancient world, an X on you, and you're a slave. It's also an X on you. And so that's the lowest rung in society. Babatha then takes this law and goes up a few rungs to her own situation and goes, I deserve at least that much treatment, and I can apply that to myself. Because I think that's more the way that these laws should be thought about. They're giving principles of justice, not statutory law. Anyways, I'll stop talking for a sec.
Let's look at some questions here.
Yeah.
There's some comments. Jace is back. So biblical slavery was a form of socialism. Mega would disapprove.
What?
And I think that's in some respects, I think that's probably not in the sense that this was, I don't know. It's part of the economic system, but I think in the minds of the people as well, who are writing this literature, this is in effect something of a social safety net. There are provisions in place. They think this is beneficial. This is better for the people who are in the system than doing something else. It's
what I read first was like it's a matter of life and death usually. When it comes to these things, you die. People. Last I checked, and this is a while ago, like there was a number of 25 days a year you don't eat food in ancient Israel. You're hungry,
right?
So it's like, okay, that's in a good situation, not a slave. Someone who has means.
Oh, just on the basis
average.
of the availability of
food. Average.
Wow.
25 days you don't eat, or you're very hungry.
Wow.
Your kids too.
It's wild.
Yeah, and so then take that and add that to someone who has nothing. You've lost your farm, it burned down, the Philistines burned it or whatever, and your family's gone, whatever, your wife died in childbirth, and your kids are dead too. Now you were like, well, I'm going to starve every day of the year. And the reality is their social safety net was a thing called what we label as slavery. Yeah. That sucks. Yep. That's a hard world. It's a tooth and claw world. So yes, in that way, it's a safety net. Does it suck? Yes. But the world can suck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, but thanks, Jace, for the for the cheeky comment there. Simone is here. Read, no one in the Bible having slavery as their telos. I wonder what Joel thinks of Ki Avdi Hem Asher, Hotzati, Otem, Eretz Mitzrayim.
So that they are my servants that he brought up slaves from the land of Egypt.
From the land of Egypt.
Yeah. We're getting into also metaphorical uses of the term as well, which there's plenty of those. So I don't know if that necessarily is getting at what I'm talking about. Of course, Israel is Yahweh's servant, but they're still considered we're dealing with legal servitude versus conceptual servitude to Yahweh, where in which there would be free enslaved peoples too. So I just think we're talking about a couple. I think you can use the term of servant, like Moses, the servant, Eved, Yahweh, right?
Maybe a different way to frame this based on what Simone has presented, because this is something that I will often point out within the text. The Exodus story is not a story of general emancipation.
Mm-hmm.
The Exodus story is not a story of the ending of slavery and the freedom of the slaves.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
It is a story about Egypt overstepping and enslaving people that it was not allowed to enslave because they were Yahweh's slaves. It was basically Egypt stealing from Yahweh. And Yahweh's like, I am taking them back.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know if it's just because they're Yahweh's, but sure. Yeah.
Not just because they're Yahweh's.
But he's also just oppressing a people who he didn't have a right to oppress. But yes, also they're Yahweh's.
Well, I mean, presumably there were other people Well, I guess maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I think,
in any case, I think the point you're going to, I'm going to agree with. Yeah.
Yeah.
That ultimately we're talking about serving Yahweh.
So I mean, the point I'm making is that treating the Exodus story as a general emancipation narrative for promoting the idea that the Bible is anti-slavery is wrong.
Yes, agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I completely agree there. I think the text, I think, as Simone is pointing out, it is leaving the subjugation of Pharaoh to become subjects, servants, everyone of Yahweh. So that is the case. I mean, the New Testament actually takes that and runs with it too, talking about being a slave to unrighteousness and to a slave to righteousness, slave of Christ. Yeah. So I don't think that would be an incorrect way of conceptualizing what the text is talking about, for sure. But again, we're getting into, there's a difference between on the ground law free slave peoples and then a people being categorized as slaves in, I guess, a metaphorical sense, because there are people who are free and slaves within that categorization. But yeah, I do appreciate the point.
But and I think too, I mean, and I think this is probably something we can both agree about as well. The modern world, the world in which we are so fortunate to live, is so fundamentally different from the world of antiquity that we process like the fact that we process things in terms of things in terms of liberation and independence as opposed to in enslavement and what's the word? Obligation, I guess, right? Like that fact alone, it colors the way that we're going to look at this stuff right from the get-go, and that's instinctive. Like that's something that we have inherited within our culture, and I think that's a good thing. Like I think this is a monumentally better world in which to live than the world at pretty much any point in the distant past was not a good place to be.
Yeah, we live like actual kings.
We actually do.
Yeah.
And so it's to that end, it is natural in some ways to look back on the way people lived in antiquity and go, oh my God, like that's awful. So much of this stuff is awful. Yes, it was like this across the board. Yes, the circumstances were such that they were doing the best that they could with what they had to work with. But I think it's still okay for us to look back and go, I thank the maker. I'm here and not over there.
Oh yeah, no, I would completely agree there. I do. Yeah, I yes. But that's a very important point, I think. But you're basically saying what that article or that essay is saying. But take a second and realize how different their world is and how much more difficult it was in that way. Yeah, no, it's true. Okay,
and I think that's where I would say again. I don't have any tolerance or patience for people who want to romanticize or whitewash a lot of this stuff. I don't think that's what you're doing.
No, I'm trying not to. I probably have a more positive take on certain texts, like we just talked a little bit this, than you would. Yeah. But yes, I agree that
because you love to do eisegesis.
I'm such a nice that's what I do.
Like to do.
That's all I can do at seminary. They tell me I have to.
Domingo Avila, it's good to see you. I submit they just had no concept of universal human rights. True. Yes. One got rights from being part of the in-group. From this, everything else follows. I mean, I think I agree in the first place that this sense of universal human rights is a relatively recent concept. I don't think that's what's being communicated in the concept of the image of God. And
what do they mean? What do you mean by universal human rights? Like, I want to hear more about what you actually mean by that. I don't think that they thought of you have the right not to be a slave, like if that's what you're talking about.
maybe come back to us with a little bit more information. I'll keep my eyes open for that one.
I think the valuing of human life is, in my opinion, pretty. If we're talking about that being a universal human right, that humans are valued, on an equal plane. And I think that's something that,
but that's different than human rights.
Yeah. I mean, it could be part of it, but yeah. Okay.
Okay. So he's the right to be property.
The right not to be property. Not to be property for starters. Yeah. No, I don't think that they would assume you had that right. No. But again, we're talking about the realities,
and that would extend to everyone too, right?
And the vicissitudes of life in the ancient world. Like, you might end up a slave, and I don't think they would have said that's great. They would have said that sucks. You're in a bad situation. But I don't think there was like a right against that. No, I also don't think that they had the privilege of such a right.
Yeah. No, I think that's probably right. So, Jason, just dropping dimes in the chat tonight. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Jason. Couldn't they take someone in as a vulnerable worker without owning them? Why hold people as property in any situation? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of ancient Israelite,
because there's, I mean, within the text too, right? There is, I mean, there are hired workers.
Yeah,
in the text, there's all sorts of different classifications of work.
Yes,
and workers.
And it also talks about treating them like a hired worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ownership, that's a sticky issue.
Yeah. I mean, well, ownership is part of the ability to have somebody to come with you, a right to bring them with you. But for example, in the Jubilee, because we're talking about Jubilee again, it is a law 25, Leviticus 25 about Jubilee. So it's a good question. Probably has to do with property. Probably has to do with rights of transfer of people coming with. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I think too, part of this in Leviticus 25 is, it's part of this is determining the achuzah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And enslaved bodies are included in that.
Yeah, it gives a legal right for somebody to move with you.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
For good or for ill, I suppose.
We don't know, right?
Yeah.
We just don't know. Okay, Simone comes back. What I mean is, this is the rationale in the laws for why Israelites cannot be slaves of anyone else. It's not metaphor about ethnic difference. Yes, I think we agreed on that. She's talking about the slaves of Yahweh.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so, okay. Yeah.
I brought them out of Egypt because they were my slaves.
Yeah, it's still using the term slave metaphorically, because it is. I think. Well, I guess if you say,
is it like what?
I guess if you say that no Israelite would ever be enslaved, okay, maybe
Yahweh says you are my slaves.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure how that would be understood. I'm wondering why metaphoric when it's applied to Yahweh. Like if why would you say Israel as enslaved to Yahweh is metaphoric?
Yeah, I was basically under the pretense that there would be enslaved and non-enslaved people who are Israelite. But you're right. No, that's actually a good point. I'll take that back. Yeah, no, I'll have to think about it then. Yeah, it's a good point. Thank you.
Thanks, Moan.
Yeah, so basically you're making the claim that, like, okay, and you were saying, I guess we had said, or I had said, ethnicity was not the main differential. Is that right? I'm fine with that. If you want to say that because they're Israelites and Yahweh's and belonging to Yahweh, they shouldn't be enslaved. Okay, that's fine. That still is not kind of what I was trying to get at with, like, what the function of the other nations and who is being enslaved in Leviticus 25. Again, pointing to not just anyone who is not Israelite, but particular subclasses of particular dire strait socioeconomic situations. So that was the point I was trying to get at. But I'm happy to if I overstated that and what it was about the Israelites and the idea of them being slaves of Yahweh being metaphorical. That's fine. Okay, sure.
I think it's worthwhile pointing out too, in terms of the way this actually worked out in like reality, not just in the text, but in reality, is very nuanced as well. I just talked about this. I talk about this in the Apologia video. I talk about this pretty extensively in one of the chapters of my book, that determining who is in and who is out of the B'nai Elohim, or the B'nai Yisrael, is not. It's not altogether clear.
No,
right? And entering into like some of this stuff, there was no tracing your genealogy back generations to no end in order to prove your lineage. Sometimes people just happen to live close to each other, and over a period of time became familial. So now, you know what? I'm not even sure. I have to check them all again.
Actually, I'll add to that point you just made. So that's a really important point when it comes to when we're talking ethnicity in the ancient world. As far as I understand, ethnicity was not fixed in the way that we kind of see ethnicity fixed in the modern context.
Pass me the book.
Ethnicity was a fluid category in many ways. What it means to be a part of a given people or nation. And so, yeah, someone could become in that way of B'nai Israel without having an ancestry or genealogy as such. And so that also complicates things. And what I was kind of working with Simone was also I think you're talking in the ideal world that Leviticus is presenting, and I was kind of talking in the unideal world of the actual reality on the ground. So I think maybe we were just talking past each other there, but whatever. In any case, where there would be unideal in that there would be enslaved and non-enslaved Israelites in the actual world. But anyways, it's okay.
I was going to I was going to pull something up and read it if I can. Here we go. Yeah. So I'll just read a little bit here. Talking about the is this no? This is about. I think I have to go back to a different chapter. Keep talking, Joel.
What am I talking about? Do you want to go to the next question, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
While I see if I can find what I'm looking for here. Hangfishy. Wow, thank you very much.
Can Israel be viewed as child to be owned in the sense that they were given to Yahweh by El as a portion of inheritance? If so, then right off the bat we have Yahweh and El as beings who built slavery into their creation system. Yeah, so we'll differ on our understandings of those texts. Which I've
you should have probably read it out loud so everyone can hear it.
I did read it out loud.
You were mumbling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Can Israel be viewed as child to be owned in the same sense that they were given to Yahweh by El as a portion inheritance? If so, then right off the bat we have Yahweh and El as beings who built slavery into their creation / system. So Kip and I will differ on how to interpret certain texts, Deuteronomy 32, certain Psalms. I don't see things in the same way as you, I think, here when it comes to Yahweh being underneath in the pantheon of El, and that whole framework I don't think makes as much makes sense to me of all the textual data in the Hebrew Bible. So yeah, I just disagree on that entire framework.
Okay,
so but that's fine. That's fine. And Kip will disagree with me on that too. I have actually other videos and stuff on that as well.
Given to Yahweh by El as a portion inheritance. If so, then right off the bat you have Yahweh El as beings who built slavery into their own creation system. Oh, that's interesting. Never thought about it like that. So, and I wasn't listening to what Joel said, but I'm sure
it was dumb.
It was dumb.
It was really bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, that's one of the problems here, I think, is the fact that a problem for this idea is the fact that every son of Israel, every person who is part of this community, Israel, also has their own akuzah. They have their own heritable property that they're entitled to. So I think that complicates things a little bit in terms of the way that you want to you're trying to present it here, Hank Fishy. But it's interesting. I gotta think about that some more. Okay, so I wanted to read this when talking about defining the boundaries of like insiders and outsiders and sons of Israel and your clan and your tribe, whatever. So I say here, ancient genealogies were a form of propaganda intended to promote beneficial political and social associations and to denigrate those which were not. The point is well made by Eric Klein in his riveting book 1177 BC. You've read it, right? 1177 BC.
No.
Okay, it's really good. It's a fast read too. When speaking about the Amarna letters, a collection of correspondences between the 14th century BCE dynasty pharaoh, 18th dynasty pharaoh Akhenaten, and foreign rulers with whom he carried on diplomatic and trade relationships. And here's what Eric Klein says, and I think this is really interesting. In these letters, the kings involved often referred to each other as relatives, calling one another brother or father-son, even though usually these were not actually related, thereby creating quote-unquote trade partnerships. Anthropologists have noted that such efforts to create imaginary family relationships happen most frequently in pre-industrial societies, specifically to solve the problem of trading when there are no kinship ties or state-supervised markets. Thus, a king of Amudu wrote to the neighboring king of Ugarit. Both areas were located in coastal northern Syria. My brother, look, I and you, we are brothers, sons of a single man. We are brothers. Why should we not be on good terms with each other? Whatever desire you will write to me, I will satisfy it, and you will satisfy my desires. We form a unit. So the point being made there by Klein's, and the one that I tend to repeat, is that within antiquity, you would form family relationships on the basis of just social benefit. It didn't even have to be by blood very often. I think lots of times that's how these associations were made, especially early on. So, but yeah. Thanks, Hank Fishy, for the question, which I wasn't directly answering. So, yeah. So, you know which is which here, right?
Yep.
Do you remember which is which? So, okay, I still haven't decided. I gotta pick a Scotch.
You do, yeah. So I'm just looking something up really quick here.
While Joel's doing that, I'm tasting.
Tell us your tasting notes.
My Scotch. My tasting notes.
Yeah.
That one was this one, and this is the one with the tape on the bottom.
Yep.
It was pretty. These are all pretty smoky.
Yep.
So, it's smoky. I'm terrible at this part. It's there's like a nice. It's kind of fruity.
Yeah.
It's which is good. I like that. The aftertaste is very nice. Yeah. So okay. This is the clear glass now. Less smoky. Maybe even a little more sweet. They're very close.
Yep.
They really are very close, I think.
Well, they are from the same distillery.
Right. So, and the non-taped opaque glass. Ooh, this one definitely kicks more.
Yeah, that's the non-tape.
Yeah.
Yep, and it would. Yeah, that's the. Yep.
So I think so. If I'm picking, I think this is the one.
Really?
I think
that's yours.
No way.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right. So what's this one?
Which one?
Taped.
Taped is the 18-year-old from the distillery.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one is the independent bottling.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So, wow.
Okay, I'll stop looking up something.
I think the independent bottling was probably my least favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty farmy. Pretty it's rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good description for it.
Yep.
So my dog is starting to what is this? Kip is pretentious enough for tastings. Okay. All right. Hey, Joel does this all the time. I'm new at this. So
all right.
You know, it's raining.
I was getting
it's raining outside.
Yeah.
Right now. So yeah, I think there's I think this is the slavery thing's probably a good thing to table for now. I think this is something if we end up doing something together at SVL when we're there, this would be a good thing to pick up again with Captain Slaver, who wrote the book on slavery.
Oh yeah, he'd have a better command of the
much
extra biblical stuff
much
than
better
I would.
than either of us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So now something else that I went to church last weekend.
You went to church?
I did. Did you guys know that? I went to church last weekend. So first time in.
Do you want to start talking about it? I'm just gonna use the bathroom really quick.
Yeah. So I went to church last weekend for the first time, like to an actual. I'm not talking about like, going to church for a funeral or a wedding or Christmas or Easter or anything like that. I just went. Hi, Dager. How are you? How is Dagan doing? Are you doing good? Yeah. Okay. So I went to church with my family. And it was very interesting. I went to the thing that made it. So we went because my youngest and his girlfriend and my grandson were going to go. Are you trying to get? Yeah, you should totally jump. Go on. Yeah, come on. There you go. Oh, good boy. Can you sit? Have a sit. Dagan. Yeah, you can do. Oh, very good. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. Good. What a good boy. He's a very good dog. Yes. Good boy. Okay. So yeah, well, the kids were going. We decided to join them there. Like I said, I haven't been to church in a while. So they picked the church, and as a result, they picked not the last church that I went to, but a church that I and my family used to attend on a regular basis and left under not great terms. So it's a very large church in town, so I felt relatively comfortable, being fairly anonymous there in the general congregation. But it was very interesting. Like I said, it's a huge church. So they built this large new building since the last time I went, and inside they had they do an online services. I think a lot of churches do nowadays. So they had 6 cameras operating. Sorry, man, you lost your seat.
What?
Dagging. Off you go, buddy. Yeah. Here, maybe you should come here. Okay, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Joel got less ugly.
So, there we go. You got less ugly. Wow. That's
amazing.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, that's kind of mean. So I'm just talking about my experience at church. So this is also a church that Joel. I'm not saying which one. This is also a church that Joel attended once, and we actually attended the church at the same time. It turns out we just had no idea. Who each other was. It's crazy. Wild. But I was just saying, they moved into this big new building now, and they had 6. That made an impression on me. 6 cameras, 2 of them on booms. They had like a big boom from the top that was like 20 or 30 feet long with a camera on it. The guy was wild. And then another one on like a rail, back and forth. And then they had 2 handheld operators running around and following the action. It was crazy. It was wild. So it was, the music was good. The drummer slayed. He was excellent.
That's a real,
9-piece band.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I gotta get back up there. I used
yeah.
to play in the band.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Guitar, bass.
Did they have a fog machine? I played electric guitar.
No, I don't think they had a fog machine. I don't remember there being a fog machine. So, but yeah, it's so it was interesting. Now I am biblical scholars are like the worst parishioners.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolute worst.
Like when the pastor got up to talk, he already had no chance at all, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that's just what happens. So
you could choose to be. I mean, yeah, you could choose to be gracious, though, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
of course. And I often thought that I tried lots of times.
Yeah.
When yes, I love you too, buddy. I do really. Yes. Okay. Sorry. So you should lie down. Can you lie down? Come on.
People are saying that this is the better Joel, but is that really? Is that what you want?
Okay. So he didn't have a chance right out the gate, but honestly it was rambly, and I didn't think it connected well to the texts that he chose. I didn't think he was reading the text proper. I never do think that they read the pastors when they're preaching oftentimes still read the text well. But anyways, I went to church, so that was
were you noticed? Did they know who you were?
No
one noticed you.
No, I don't think
in
so.
In and out. That's it.
So
fast food.
That's right.
Yeah.
So and we were fast.
Yeah.
Like we showed up just as they were starting, and we left just as they were ending. So it was And
you didn't catch on fire. Incredible.
I did not.
Yeah.
So listen, I always liked going to church. I did. And part of the fun for me was getting pedantic and irritated at the pastor and his sermon. So what can I say?
Yeah.
I kind of got off on that. So yeah, so church.
So church, yeah. I haven't been to that church in many, many years.
No.
Nor will it. And it will be many, many years.
I should come to your church.
Yeah, feel free. We're lame.
Someday.
Lame.
Why are you lame?
Oh, it's such a lame and awesome church for being lame. We don't have fog machines. We don't have cameras like cameras. That. We got one camera at the back that's like recorded a week late. We've got a lot of old people, and they're awesome. It is an uncool church, and I love it. I love it for that reason.
That's good.
It's just not cool. We're not trying to be cool, and you're not
playing the guitar.
I play guitar.
Do you play guitar?
Yeah. Well, not right now.
Okay, too busy. Yeah, right. And there's that.
Yeah. So, but there's no crazy bass that's making your chest feel like it's going to explode.
No, eh?
Yeah.
The drummer probably doesn't slay.
The drummer does not slay. They have a little box. They make it sound less
intense.
Yeah. We're an uncool church, and it's the reason I stay.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah.
So
I don't know. Wow, we've been going for 2 hours. One thing
you call it whenever you want to. Yeah. I'm happy to talk about whatever.
So
if anybody wants to ask about specific texts or whatever, I'm always open to these things. I spend way too much time thinking about this kind of stuff. And we only touched on Leviticus 25.
That's it.
You've got like Exodus 21 we could talk about. We could talk about Deuteronomy. We could talk about all sorts of things.
Lots of things.
Yeah.
One thing that I did want to chat with you about that came up over the last few weeks was this topic of peer review. Peer review.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch? I think you watched a little bit of my stream.
I watched some of your stream,
some of my stream. So this as somebody who has, and by the way, I don't know if you saw that part, but I did mention you in my stream.
I don't remember. Maybe.
So I talked about your white whale.
The white whale. Yes.
So
that damn cow. A cow that keeps escaping.
Yeah, and how you have written this article and you've submitted several places and it still hasn't been published.
Yep.
But what you haven't done is written is gone and written a screed about it on your blog.
No.
And whined and bitched about your reviewers and how incompetent they are. And
no, I did not do that.
You didn't do any of that stuff.
No, despite like one of the reviewers, I think my first review, one of my peer reviewer two, if anyone knows the joke, he was reviewer 2. For the first time, I think they used the word delusional.
That's hard. Holy cow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was that, but I definitely didn't go and say that they were wrong. It's just like, okay, fine, interesting, and let's keep working on it.
Wow.
And honestly, peer review is helpful in some, and even if they completely disagree with my methodology and call me delusional, they point out things typically where you go, oh, maybe I wasn't clear there, or maybe I'm pushing that one thing too much, or maybe I need to do this a little bit more. So that's helpful. But yeah, at no point did I in this process. I won't tell you how many times it's been rejected, but it's enough now. That's annoying. It's not like 10, but it's just like it's not even close. But it's just annoying. You don't typically, from what I understand of what you were talking about for that whole dialogue, there was a peer review that was a poor peer review that they received poor reviews, and they did not like that, so they turned it around and said that that's proof of it being a good resource.
Because Richard Carrier failed peer review. He actually passed peer review.
Yeah.
Because the reviewers are incompetent.
Yeah.
So if incompetent people review your material and fail it, that means that you pass. I think that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with that, to be honest. I would want to know how many times did it fail? Was it once?
I think so.
Just once?
I think so.
From what I understand, the average in the field is 3 fails to a pass.
For a book too?
Articles.
Probably, yeah.
Articles, yeah. Books typically it's gonna be more dialogue and yeah. But from what I and that could be wrong, but it's about 3.
Yeah.
So I would wonder, for books, it's gotta be a few. I've heard of people getting multiple rejections for books. I don't know what the statistics are, but that would seem to be that you get accepted the first time is very irregular, I think. You tell me otherwise.
No, yeah, I mean, I've never. So in the reviews for books that I've had, and they're different kind of books. There was a lot of back and forth with my monograph, and then the edited books, because they're different kinds of books. It was. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was a fairly. It was still back and forth, but it was a little less intense. So, you've been a reviewer?
I haven't actually.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't been a reviewer.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Boy,
I don't know why.
What are you guys doing?
I know.
Like, Joel needs things to do.
I need more. Give me more things to do.
You need some more work. So,
actually, I've been asked. Sorry, that's wrong. I have been asked to review things, but I turned it down.
Turned it down.
Yeah, because I've been too busy.
Yeah, too busy.
Yeah, I mean, I've also done a book review, but I haven't been for peer review. I've only turned it down.
Yeah. So, I think I think one of the things that I find troubling in all this is the idea. One of the things that Richard Carrier said was that because he didn't make any errors of fact in the book, then it sounded like you have to accept it and pass it so long as there's no errors of fact in it, as if peer review equals fact checking.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
No.
Well, I mean, that's just like that. I can give you a set of facts, but then, like biblical facts about statements that occur, let's say in the Bible. The lens then through which you interpret those will then change everything. So you can have statements that are true, or statements from the Bible, and they're all accurate, and the text critically accurate, but then you're going to interpret it through a lens as well. And so those are actually two different things.
It is a fact that Semitic people were enslaved in Egypt.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, what are you doing, buddy? You gotta either lie down or get out. Okay.
So one's methodology is the lens then through which you're interpreting those those data points, those facts, which is an entirely a different ballgame. And I imagine that's where he failed. That the methodology didn't make sense, or didn't sufficiently account for all of everything that he's stating. Like I don't know.
So the thing that really the thing that really stood out to me in the comments that we have access to, because nobody's seen the actual review reports, but we have, some of them have been read on camera. So one of the comments that really did stick out to me was this is it doesn't make any contribution to the field.
Yep.
Is a big one.
That's massive, because the last thing I want, you want, anyone wants, I hope, who would work in this field, is someone to write something that is just words for the sake of words.
Yeah.
That does nothing. I am so tired. I'm in general, I'm so tired. I am so tired of my Google Scholar notifications, and I see more and more things written where it doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I do not have time to read things that you're not doing anything. Please save it for your discussions with your friends or your colleagues.
Turn the camera off.
Scotch night. But we have enough stuff being published, and it's exhausting. So just, if it's not a good idea and something that's contributing something, then just don't. And I get that it doesn't work with the current systems of tenure and stuff like that, but that's just dumb. But yes, it's funny that you say that that make a contribution. So this is I was texting with you earlier about something totally. This might be way out. Oh, I guess with Swole Correctco, it won't be way out of left or in left field. But there's like a fitness guy online who got decimated this week because he had his PhD was like looked up, his dissertation, and he kept I won't say names, but he kept relying on this as like his status, his thing. He doesn't publish other stuff as far as I'm aware, or anything significant. And he someone actually went and looked up his dissertation, and then I watched this video of like the errors and like the mistakes and the copy and pasting of errors, and it was mind-numbing that this got through both a supervisor and and reviewers, or the people he defended against. That's crazy. And not only so, but it didn't contribute anything new to the field, which is supposed to be the thing you're doing in a PhD. Something is new, something is adding to the conversation that wasn't said before. So like that's a real problem. We can't be doing that, and no one should be passing stuff through that isn't contributing, because we don't need that. If you want to do that, maybe don't say it's an academic book, say it's something else. I don't know, whatever. But in academia, we don't need any more of that. Yeah.
And anyways, I mean, Richard Carrier has published the book with just like a trade publisher, peer reviewed, but now claiming past peer review because of failed peer review, right? Which is incredibly problematic. But
I hope we're not coming across as like I'm not someone who really thinks that peer review is the greatest thing in the world.
No, it's just there's a lot of shit that gets through peer review.
Oh yeah, and reviewers who are super biased for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we still have to respect the process, and you have to be enough of it. You have to have enough of a minimized ego to go, I can take a hit and move on.
Yeah, and
try again, and that can be okay. And you don't try and create hoops to jump through, circus loops to
now. No, I think, but I mean, I suspect too, if you get rejected on the basis of not making a contribution to the field, that's pretty fatal.
That's over, yeah.
Right, it's over at that point. But there's, I mean, other things too. Like one of the comments was to the effect of the book. It did. Too much scotch, probably.
I don't think so. Barely, we haven't
had that. No. So it did not grapple within the literary milieu of Second Temple Judaism, which makes a lot of sense to me as somebody who has read Carrier's OHJ, who is familiar with his work. I'm constantly critical on the basis of him trying to do all this work with early Jewish literature while not having any competency in the in the languages, and not any actual formal training in the literature or the religious social fabric culture too, right? So I mean, to my way of thinking, that's like a fatal error. If you're not working with the tools, and if you're not working within the discipline effectively or competently, then it's not useful. So yeah.
Does he knows Greek? Yeah.
Greek, seems pretty good.
Okay, but Hebrew?
No.
No, he doesn't know Hebrew?
No.
Okay.
None.
Really?
So, no.
Oh.
So yeah, it's
that's pretty uncommon for the field. Even if you're a New Testament scholar, you generally know Hebrew.
Well, he got his PhD in history from Columbia.
Okay.
So he did Greco-Roman literature and history. So but yeah, and I mean, this has been a problem. He'll access translations of Hebrew texts which are quite poor from time to time, and so I mean, you just can't be doing that. So
yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, it's a mess. But you would hope for a different response. I don't know the guy at all. I don't. If someone had said in the chat, and I agree, that if you want to play in the system, you have to play by the rules. If you want to play the game, you do have to play by the rules, and that rule sometimes maybe you don't think they're fair, but you still have to do it. Yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say, because I didn't really involve myself in the situation, nor do I know much about it except what you kind of said.
That's
but peer review it's hard. It's hard on the ego when someone says no. You're not only we're not accepting it, but you're just wrong. This thing you've worked on for years.
Oh, I know.
It hurts.
I couldn't imagine.
It hurts like crazy.
Yeah.
But then you go, okay, moving. Let's keep going. Let's fix it. Let's review. Like my white whale, I've rewritten that article 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
that's just an article.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Okay. We're not here to play. Okay.
I think the dog is it Dagon?
Yes, this is Dagon.
Dagon. Those eyes.
They'll melt you.
Yeah.
They will. So, but
should we call it then?
Maybe we should. I think
I'm not sure. I haven't seen any other questions on. No one's trying to grill me.
There was
on particular texts. Wow, I was expecting a much harder night.
There was one more here. I think. Yeah. Okay. Jester. Okay. Joel can take Dagon for a walk, then play fetch.
Dagon can take me for a walk, and then I'll play fetch.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that, don't you? Yes, you do. So, yeah. So, unless anybody has anything else, maybe we'll call it.
Yeah.
So we didn't get through much Scotch.
No.
Okay. We talked a lot about slavery and
other matters of Exodus, mythohistory, interpreting Pentateuch. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, but again, this is just in a window into what we do, anyways.
It's true. That's true. So, all right. Well, yeah. Thanks for coming out, everyone. And I think if we end up doing another one of these soon, it will probably be live from SBL. So that would be the 3rd weekend in November. But we have nothing planned yet. And quite frankly, if we're doing it through the hotel internet, who knows what that would look like. So we will see. But thank you, everyone, for coming out. And I'm gonna look for an outro here. And where are my outros? I'm so good at this.
Don't ask me.
No, you don't
I don't understand your world.
things. There we go. This is